Once you are over 60 years old, just a few sleepless nights are enough for your brain to start accumulating neurotoxins, because it is no longer being properly cleaned up. When you are young, you can pull a few all-nighters and feel fine. But as you reach a certain age, every restless night, every morning waking up with a heavy head, is a silent warning. Your brain is taking damage. And that damage is not just about feeling tired or sleepy. If you often struggle with insomnia, wake up in the middle of the night, get up unusually early, or sleep enough hours but still feel foggy-headed, chances are your brain is screaming for help. What is even more concerning is that most people tend to brush it off, thinking it is just part of getting older. In today's video, I will share with you the shocking truth behind insomnia in older adults, from unexpected causes to the hidden damage it does to your memory, emotions, and even the risk of cognitive decline. But do not worry, I will also reveal some simple yet effective ways to protect your brain and help you rediscover natural, restful sleep. Before we begin, leave a positive affirmation in the comments below, like, "I deserve good sleep and a sharp mind every day," or share any other personal wish you have. And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on helpful content like this. Let's create a positive space together to live healthier, happier, and more fulfilled lives. So what exactly has turned sleep, something that used to be so simple, into a luxury as we age? Let's explore why getting older makes it harder and harder to sleep well. As we enter our senior years, the body starts to change in subtle yet noticeable ways. One of the most important changes is that the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for making us feel sleepy, begins to decline. When melatonin levels drop, our internal body clock becomes disrupted. Sleep becomes lighter. We get startled awake by even the slightest sound. And once we wake up in the middle of the night, it becomes very hard to fall back asleep. On top of that, older adults often carry with them a quiet weight of worry about their health, their children and grandchildren, finances, or unresolved memories from the past. The mind is constantly busy thinking and calculating. The more we try to rest, the more the brain keeps working, making it impossible for the body to relax enough to drift off into sleep. What makes things worse are seemingly harmless habits like watching television too late, drinking tea or coffee in the afternoon, or scrolling on your phone right before bed. The blue light from screens delays melatonin production, while the content we consume online can stir up emotions, making it harder for the brain to relax and prepare for restful sleep. That is why so many older people feel exhausted throughout the day, even if they spend 7 to 8 hours in bed. But that is just the beginning, because long-term sleep deprivation does not just leave you drained, it slowly chips away at your brain, piece by piece. Sleepless nights do not just make you feel tired the next day. What is far more alarming is that they are silently damaging your brain in ways that most people never imagine. Number 1. Noticeable memory decline. One of the first signs of prolonged sleep loss is a clear decline in memory. You might start forgetting what you were just about to do, or struggle to remember what you ate yesterday, or who you spoke to. Even the simplest things start to feel fuzzy, like someone is slowly erasing pieces of your memory. The reason is that while we sleep, the brain is not just resting, it is doing something incredibly important, organizing and storing information. Sleep is the time when the brain transfers files from short-term to long-term memory, like sorting and cleaning up data. But if you do not get enough sleep, or your sleep is not deep enough, this process gets interrupted. As a result, information does not get fully stored, and over time, your memory becomes weaker and weaker. This is not just senior moments or typical aging forgetfulness. It is a red flag that your brain is not functioning properly due to lack of sleep. And if this continues, the consequences can get much worse. Number 2. Trouble focusing and slower reflexes. It is not just your memory, your ability to focus and react also takes a serious hit when you are regularly sleep deprived. You may feel sluggish in everything you do, less decisive, more distracted, and prone to small but risky mistakes, like forgetting to turn off the stove. skipping a dose of medication, or dialing the wrong number when calling your grandkids. These may seem minor, but in certain situations, they can lead to dangerous outcomes. Slower reflexes can also put you at risk, especially if you are still driving or taking care of yourself every day. One distracted moment while crossing the street, one slip while cooking, or one poor decision when you are home alone, any of these could lead to serious harm. And the scary part is, the more sleep-deprived you are, the less likely you are to realize how unfocused you have become. Number 3, mood. Swings easily, upset, or emotional. When you are not getting enough sleep, your mind is not just tired, it also becomes unusually sensitive. You get irritated over small things, tear up at a sad news story, or even break down crying over a simple offhand comment. Negative emotions like sadness, frustration, and emotional vulnerability appear more often, and they feel harder and harder to control. In reality, sleep is when the brain cleans up your emotions, helping you reset after a stressful day. But when you lose sleep, the part of your brain responsible for managing emotions, especially the areas linked to calmness and rational thinking, becomes less active. At the same time, the area that produces negative reactions becomes more active than normal. This imbalance makes you more easily upset, more irritable, and less able to stay calm like you usually would. If this continues for too long, it can strain your family relationships and even quietly push you toward depression. Sleep loss is not just a physical issue, it disrupts your inner world, little by little. And if you do not step in early, the damage can go much deeper. Number 4, increased risk of dementia. One of the most serious and frightening consequences of long-term sleep deprivation in older adults is the risk of dementia, especially Alzheimer's disease. This is no longer just about forgetting things here and there. It is real brain degeneration where nerve cells start dying, connections fade, and your memory, thinking ability, and even personality begin to change over time. When you do not get enough sleep, the brain does not get the chance to repair itself and clear out waste, including a protein called beta amyloid, which is strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease. If not cleared, this protein slowly builds up and forms plaques that block the connections between brain cells. The result is major memory loss, confusion, and the early signs of cognitive decline. The danger is even greater because older adults already have weaker nervous systems and slower recovery rates. This means disrupted sleep has a much stronger impact. While a good night's sleep may be easy for a young person, for seniors, it is a vital foundation for staying alert, sharp, and independent every day. Sleep loss does not just take away your energy, it can steal your memories and your identity if we do not act in time. But it does not stop with the brain. Sleep loss also triggers a range of other health issues that you may not expect. When sleep gets disrupted, the rest of the body starts to break down too. Let's start with the cardiovascular system. During sleep, the heart and blood vessels get a chance to relax. Blood pressure drops, heart rate slows, and the body begins to recover. But if you are not sleeping, that process gets cut off. Blood pressure stays high, the heart beats faster, and your body releases more stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This puts extra strain on the heart and increases the risk of serious conditions like high blood pressure, heart failure, and stroke, especially dangerous for older adults with already sensitive cardiovascular systems. Lack of sleep also puts your body into a state of long-term fatigue and sluggishness. You may feel drained, unmotivated to move, and reluctant to stand up, go for a walk, exercise, or even chat with loved ones. Over time, this lack of activity weakens your muscles, stiffens your joints, throws off your balance, and raises your risk of falling. Your overall health slowly declines day by day, and you begin to feel like you are aging faster, losing your strength and vitality. Another serious issue is hormonal imbalance. When you do not sleep, the hormones that control hunger and fullness, ghrelin and leptin, become unbalanced. Ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry, goes up. Leptin, the one that signals you are full, goes down. The result? You feel hungry more often. especially for sugary and starchy foods. This leads to weight gain and a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a common but dangerous disease for older adults. Sleep deprivation also weakens your immune system. Without enough rest, your body cannot produce enough protective cells or anti-inflammatory substances. This makes you more vulnerable to infections, colds, and minor illnesses. And for seniors, even a simple cold can last for weeks and easily turn into something much more serious, like pneumonia or other dangerous complications. So, if sleep has already been lost, is there any way to get it back? Can the brain recover and return to its naturally relaxed state like before? The answer is absolutely yes. Number 1. Limit blue light from phones and televisions at least 1 hour before bedtime. One of the most silent, yet dangerous enemies of sleep, especially for older adults, is the blue light emitted by electronic devices like smartphones, tablets, and televisions. Nowadays, many people have the habit of watching late-night news, scrolling through social media before bed, or leaving the television on to fall asleep. But the ironic truth is that this seemingly harmless light is quietly disrupting your brain's internal clock. That is because the brain cannot tell the difference between sunlight and the light from a phone screen. Blue light sends the same signal. It is still daytime, not time to rest. This delays the production of melatonin, the natural hormone that helps you feel sleepy and relaxed. When melatonin is not released at the right time, your entire internal system gets thrown off. Your body gets confused about what time it is. You feel alert when you should be feeling drowsy, and you end up lying awake, unable to fall into deep sleep. The older you get, the weaker your body's ability to regulate hormones becomes, and the more blue light affects you. Not only does it make it harder to fall asleep, but it also leads to lighter, more restless sleep with frequent awakenings. To protect your sleep, create a wind-down period before bedtime by staying away from electronic devices for at least 1 hour. Instead, choose calming and quiet activities. Read a physical book, write in a journal, meditate, or simply sit still with your eyes closed while listening to soothing music. Keep the lights dim, reduce noise, and create a private, peaceful space. When you do this, your body will slowly ease into relaxation, and your brain will recognize that it is time to let go and drift into sleep as naturally as breathing. Number 2. Set a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. The human body is guided by an internal biological clock known as the circadian rhythm. This clock tells your body when to sleep, when to wake, when to eat, and when to rest or be active. But when your sleep schedule is inconsistent, going to bed at 9 o'clock at night one day, 1 o'clock in the morning the next, and sleeping in until 12 noon, that clock becomes confused. Your body no longer knows when it is day or night. Your brain struggles to release the right hormones at the right time. Melatonin may be produced at the wrong hour, while cortisol, the stress hormone, rises when it should not. This makes you feel wide awake at night but exhausted during the day. On the other hand, when you stick to a regular bedtime and wake-up time, your body begins to learn the pattern. At that hour, you will naturally start to feel sleepy without trying or needing sleep aids. In the morning, you will wake up feeling clear-headed, refreshed, and free from that heavy mental fog. This is the result of your internal system finally coming back into balance, like gears locking back into place after being misaligned for too long. The key is to stay consistent, even on weekends. Many people think it is okay to let loose on the weekend, staying up late or sleeping in. But even 1 or 2 days of breaking the rhythm is enough to throw off your internal clock again, and it could take several more days to get back on track. For older adults, recovering from this disruption is even harder than it is for younger people, which is why insomnia tends to return again and again. If you have never tried this before, start tonight. Choose a bedtime that works for you, for example, 10 o'clock at night, and a wake-up time between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the morning. Set an alarm if needed. And more importantly, treat this time like a daily routine. just like brushing your teeth or eating meals. After a few weeks of consistency, you will notice sleep returning to you more easily, more naturally, and more peacefully than ever. Number 3, practice deep breathing and relax your body step by step before bed. It might sound simple, but this method is highly recommended by many sleep experts because it calms your nervous system, reduces stress, and tells your brain it is time to rest. When you lie down in bed with a racing mind, anxious thoughts, a fast heartbeat, and a tense body, no matter how long you lie there, sleep will not come. That is because your body is still stuck in fight or flight mode, a survival state that the brain activates whenever it senses stress. To fall asleep, you must guide your body back into a state of safety and relaxation. This is why deep breathing and muscle relaxation are so powerful. One easy technique you can try tonight is called box breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, then hold again for 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle steadily for a few minutes. It will slow your heart rate, calm your nervous system, and help reset your mind into a peaceful state. Practice this for about 5 to 10 minutes, and you will feel relaxation spreading throughout your entire body. As you focus on your breath, your mind will gradually let go of chaotic thoughts, replacing them with stillness and calm. To enhance the effect, combine this with progressive muscle relaxation. Start with your feet. Gently tense the muscles for a few seconds, then release. Move up to your calves, thighs, stomach, arms, shoulders, and finally your face. This slow, mindful process not only helps your body fully unwind, but also brings your attention back to the present moment, keeping you from being swept away by stress or lingering memories. While there are many natural ways to improve your sleep, sometimes they are just not enough. So, when should you consider seeking help from a professional? The answer is, when your body is clearly asking for help and you can no longer turn things around on your own. If you have been struggling with insomnia at least 3 nights a week, and this has lasted for more than 3 months, it is no longer just an occasional bad night's sleep. It may be a sign of chronic insomnia, a serious condition that deserves proper attention. The important thing is not to keep silently enduring it, or telling yourself it will get better on its own. At this point, you should see a doctor to get the help you need, because your body, and more importantly, your brain, is calling for support. Many older adults tend to tough it out or downplay sleep problems, believing that it is just a natural part of aging. But in reality, long-term poor sleep can lead to memory decline, emotional instability, a higher risk of depression, physical exhaustion, and increased chances of developing serious health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and even dementia. Seeing a specialist not only helps identify the real cause of your insomnia, but also gives you a clear, safe, and effective treatment plan. Sleep experts, psychologists, and neurologists are all trained to support you. Do not hesitate to reach out because sometimes just a few simple adjustments are enough to help you reclaim your precious sleep. And that will not just help you sleep better, it will help you live better, stay sharp, and fully enjoy every single day ahead. Sleep is not just when the body rests, it is also when the brain recovers, emotions rebalance, and your overall health is restored. In your later years, sleep becomes more important than ever. Yet many people have gotten used to poor sleep, treating it like it is no big deal, quietly suffering the consequences: memory loss, unstable mood, declining energy, and health. The sad truth is, all of that can be prevented if you recognize the problem in time and take action early. You absolutely can get your sleep back, even after many sleepless nights. Start by setting a consistent bedtime, limiting blue light exposure, practicing deep breathing and relaxation techniques, and do not hesitate to seek professional help when things feel off. Every small change you make today can lead to a big improvement tomorrow. If you found yourself relating to what you just heard, leave a positive affirmation in the comments, like, "I am taking back my sleep and my health, step by step." And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss out on future tips and insights. We all deserve to live healthy, peaceful lives, and it all begins with a good night's sleep.